Thank you for joining us for this Veterans Day special, a salute to service and sisterhood. I'm Alissa Clausell. This Veterans Day, we're shining a light on the women of Western New York, trailblazers who, in a time when it wasn't always easy or expected, answered the call to serve. In October, they took one more historic step together aboard the first ever all-women's Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight. Honor Flight is an all-volunteer organization that takes veterans to Washington, D.C., and its point is to honor them and thank their service. I had the honor of joining them, documenting their powerful visit to their memorials. So you're going to want to buckle up as we take flight on a story of courage, connection, and long overdue recognition.
I had just turned 20.
I was probably 18 and a half then.
They were barely out of high school.
And as women, it's kind of like you were told you were supposed to do one thing. And to see women out of the box, and especially being in the military, that wasn't one of your options.
There weren't nearly as many women joining, of course, as there were men.
For decades, they served quietly, then came home, hung up the uniform, and never asked for recognition.
It was a bad time when I got out, my husband got out. We got rid of all our uniforms. I got rid of my dress blues, which I could kick myself.
But now, decades later, these women are called to fulfill one last mission. To board the Honor Flight, Mission 21.
I'm just excited to see everybody.
Shirley Chido is an Air Force veteran.
1954 and 55.
And outright trailblazer.
I opened the doors for a lot of people, and so did everybody else. Yes.
She finds herself at the front lines of first once again, and at the site of a hero's send-off.
Probably about 95% of the veterans that we take to Washington are male. Women are, we really try to get women involved in coming on the flights. They're a little bit more reluctant sometimes.
Do I really deserve it? Because I wasn't a nurse, or I wasn't somebody that was out in the field. You know, I was in an office.
My husband, I really think he's the hero, you know, in my family.
And that's one of the reasons we're trying to do this all-female flight, to get these women out, to get them recognized, to thank them especially for what they have done in all of military service that nobody's recognized for them all these years.
So awesome. From sadness to just thankfulness. I mean, I did not expect the tears at the very start of this.
Thank you so much for everything you do.
And then they were off.
For the Buffalo Niagara chapter of the All Women's Honor Flight with us today. So welcome, a special welcome to all of you, and thank you for all your service. Oh yay! Oh yay! Arriving in the airport terminal, the All Women Honor Flight from Buffalo, Niagara. God bless our veterans. God bless America.
Thank you.
I'm amazed at all the people that came out when we left, when we came back. People greeting us along the way. It was very moving, very moving.
First stop, the World War II Memorial.
Watching them come off of the buses, I couldn't help but just grin at how happy they were.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you.
And a visit from the founders of the National Honor Flight Network.
Navy, R, ahoy, Army, Air Force, the United States Air Force.
And every honor flight is unique, but when you see a group of women being honored, and most of the time they weren't even included as a veteran in many cases, but to see them have their own flight, and there have been others that the ladies have been on. I was lucky enough to be here today to see this one. It's just beautiful.
For many, it was the Vietnam War Memorial that hit closest to home.
It was a very difficult time. A lot of your friends are going away, and some of my friends didn't come back. Oh, and to see the cards and everything.
Its walls a reminder of their sacrifice and the sacrifices of the ones they held closest. And the Air Force Memorial, bringing a similar wave of reflection.
I was Air Force active duty in Air Force Reserve, and I served from 1974 until 2008. I started out and moved through to different jobs and ended up as a AMT, an Air Force medic on planes.
For Chief Wendy York, it was a reminder that during the roar of war and pain, she was a beacon of care and calm.
It was a job that I loved, a job that I could see my results when somebody just had a grimacing face and you held their hand and they smiled.
But it's so sad to see so many conflicts and know that all of them contain hundreds and thousands of lives lost. I'm sorry, it makes me sad.
And sometimes it reminds you of the kind of pain that never goes away.
When I was in Desert Storm the last time, I was at Riyadh, and I retired 3 months early because I had a lot of leave. And it carries a lot of guilt for me. They blew up our compound and 19 of our troops were killed. We lost our chaplain, people I worked with every day. And it broke my heart knowing that I came back early and I should have been there with them.
Wendy Coyd spent 2 decades in the Air Force.
20 years. 20 years.
Service that has now become a family legacy.
She's Navy.
Yeah, prior military, so it's a blessing to be here.
But that service also came with a cost.
So I ended up with a lung disease called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, and it is terminal, you know. I ended up with a lung transplant in 2020 in the middle of COVID, so I was blessed and I got some extra years and enjoying my time with my grandchildren.
Those extra years giving her the chance to make trips like this and to share the moments that matter most with her granddaughter.
Oh, it's everything. I think it's a little bit more since I'm a veteran as well. I get to share it, you know, with one of my best friends, but I also have that experience that I would have never had with anybody else.
Touching ground at the Military Women's Memorial would prove to be a moment where they could relish in their part in making her history.
One thing that was such an honor there at the Women's Memorial was they gave us a folder, and it was all spelled out, all our military.
The woman.
Mary Frances Brown, Navy.
Their service.
Wonderful. That's fabulous. Yeah.
Recorded and gifted one by one.
I think it's gorgeous, and these people are awesome. They are very awesome.
Sisters in arms, their mission now complete. They now head home to the ones they fought for.
All right, Joe, we got everybody on board. We are going on 3415, going over to Buffalo.
A hero's welcome.
I expected maybe a few from what I'd heard, but not anything like this at all.
It's only right, because you can't spell hero without her. Behind every monument is a story, and behind every story is a woman who served. After the break, two of these women open up about their service and what this trip represents. You won't want to miss it. Welcome back. We've been following a powerful journey as these women receive the recognition they've earned through service and sacrifice. And throughout this special, you've met many of them, including Roseanne Nawadley Pagan and Polly Gowanlock. Here's their story.
There weren't a lot of female company commanders at that time.
Roseanne Nawadley Pagan was never one to fit in the mold.
They had goals for us years ago. I'm 75 years old, and the goal was, to get married, to be a nurse, teacher, secretary, and to get married.
In a time when expectations for women were set in stone, Roseanne wrote her own story.
I went into the 206 MP unit at Kinetic Street Armory, and I wanted to go full-time in the Air Force. My dad was in World War II, and he was a major in the Air Force, but I was too old. So I decided I went to officer school. I became the training officer for the 277 Quartermaster in Niagara Falls.
Her call to serve came after the Vietnam War, a call that was too loud to ignore.
A lot of your friends are going away, and some of my friends didn't come back. So that was, and that's what you watched on TV all the time.
So you watched this war play out a little bit on TV.
Oh, yes.
And you saw some of your friends not come back. That didn't deter you from joining the service?
No, sometimes that makes you want to.
But that call didn't come without its challenges.
You never said to that drill sergeant, I can't do this. Oh, yes, you can.
Did you think it?
Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yeah. And then I put myself through it again because I went to officer school. So you go through the same, some of the same training and that. So you're like, and I did this because?
So you question yourself, right, sometimes?
I'm running again,
And decades after hanging up the uniform,
there were applications out there. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do this.
She got the call, the opportunity to be part of the first ever all-women's Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight.
I cried. I cried almost 2 days.
You're part of a trailblazing class of women. Does that ever weigh on you? Do you ever think about, how many doors you opened for these women serving now?
I never gave it a thought. I was just trying to get through it myself. But as I get older, or like this, and I have had other soldiers, and people have said thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot.
And her message to the women walking through those doors that she once opened.
Make us proud. One of the things is, and if you have a dream, do it. And if you ever want to do something, do it.
Roseanne's story reminds us that courage and service rarely come when life is convenient. Next, let's meet Navy veteran Polly Gowanlock, who will tell you herself she wasn't always a fish in water.
I spent 10 years in the Navy, and I'm afraid of water.
How does someone who is afraid of water end up in the Navy?
It's like the old saying, you don't know until you've walked a mile in my shoes.
Well, we walked a few miles with Polly Gowanlock in Washington, D.C. And back home, she shared her story with us. It all starts when she joined the Navy in October 1974.
I said, okay, I'm just going to join the military. So I really didn't give it any thought. I just knew that was probably the way to go for me.
Forging her own path at a time when women in uniform were far from the norm.
War in itself is horrible, but to think that I was in during a wartime is very humbling to me. And actually, I'm honored to be a part of it.
It was during that time, stationed at a U.S. base in Spain, that she met her husband, also in the Navy. And years later, after a life together, he'd pass. But Polly found a way to honor both her service and his.
I've wanted to go on an honor flight for a while. For a long time, actually.
And it happened through the Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight.
He would be proud that I've chosen to do this and to be a part of it, you know, this honor flight. I'm just sad that he never had a chance to go on one.
It's more than a trip. It's a way to honor that 20-year-old who took those steps into service in 1974.
Now to go and meet other women that have been in the same place I have is very rewarding, and like the name says, it's an honor.
And when it comes to being a role model for the women that follow in her footsteps,
I hope I am, you know. I've never really given it a whole lot of thought, but I think inadvertently I am.
many of these women, like Roseanne and Polly, shared their stories with me, but I wasn't the first to hear them. These stories have been told around family tables for generations. Coming up, we share how the tradition of service continues to inspire. Stick with us. Welcome back. Family kept these women strong back then and keeps their legacy alive today. Mail call was more than just a moment in the day. It was a lifeline of love, hope, and normalcy, similar to what carried them through their service. For any soldier away from family, there's one thing that keeps them going.
We have mail call for you.
Letters from home.
This is what I would love to get when I was overseas. She would send me stuff like that to my daughter.
Always our chief. I love you, Bodie.
A reminder that even miles away, love could still reach you, even if it was sealed in an envelope.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
That was the case for Mary Brown, a Navy veteran based in the U.S. during the Korean War.
Oh, basic, yes. Basic was hard. You did things like they wanted done, and you got up when you were told, and you went to bed when you were told. It was hard, but through that, I never had any problem.
Her strength then, her faith now, continue to inspire.
Your service during the Korean War still amazes me. It took such courage, especially as a young black woman, stepping into such a difficult time.
A pioneer in many ways, but she's not taking the credit.
I'm pleased, but you know, it's still the Lord's doing. Didn't have nothing to do with me.
And though her journey is extraordinary, she'll just tell you this.
Just being ordinary, that's all I did, yeah.
And that family legacy of service was a highlight for veteran Karen Barden. What might look like an everyday family photo is a legacy, decades in the making. Karen Barden is a Marine Corps veteran, but perhaps her greatest legacy stands right next to her.
Oh, I'm so proud of them. I just beyond proud.
For Colton and Camden Christian, both midshipmen at the Naval Academy, their path was pretty much set from the start.
Just growing up knowing that my grandma has gone and served, in the Marine Corps, which is, something almost no one can say. My grandma was a Marine, has been super influential.
But to understand the meaning of this moment, you'll have to rewind more than 50 years when Karen was 17.
I was on my own. I had a job, and I just felt that I wanted more for my life.
She'd find that deeper meaning through service.
The U.S. Marine Corps, it was February 1968 till February of 1971. I was a supervisor of a lot of the parts that they used for the radios that they used in Vietnam, and some other duties, you know, there, but it was in a secured area on Camp Lejeune.
Karen would eventually come home back to Buffalo, but there was no fanfare, no thanks, no closure.
It was a bad time back then, and I feel with this honor flight, it's really closed the door on closure for me with the Marines and getting a thank you, because we didn't get any of that when we got out.
But it was at the Arlington National Cemetery where everything clicked.
The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard. Up, shoulder, up.
I was blown away, really. It was such an honor. The changing of the guard and being at Arlington and help laying the wreath was the greatest honor that a woman could have had as a Marine.
It's the kind of honor that stays with you long after the ceremony ends.
I'm so glad I did it. You know, the whole trip was just phenomenal. This was closure, yes. It was so good to hear those little kids and adults say thank you. I really appreciated that.
35 women, 35 stories, and 35 hearts a little more healed. Thank you for watching Two on Your Side's Veterans Day special, a salute to service and sisterhood.